guys. I'm so excited. I hope your week thus far has been rocking this planet. Hope you're having a good day. And it's flipping along fantabulously. But if not, what do? We grab a hold of something to be grateful and thankful for, because gratitude shifts any mood. All we have to do is flip through the Rolodex of our mind, grab a hold of something to be grateful and thankful for, and that will shift the mood. That will then dictate to us what kind of day we're going to have. It's not them. It's not her, him. It is not the haters. It's not the shade throwers. It's not anything to do with them. What dictates to me, my attitude, my responses, my reactions in everything is me. And once I get that straight, I can go in anywhere and move the crowd with my attitude. All right? So remember, y'all, we ain't getting through this day by ourselves either. We have a God that loves us, that is with us, no matter how alone we feel. So I am on a couch. I'm on the couch because traditionally, when you go get on the couch, when someone says go get on the couch, it's usually going to deal, going to talk to somebody, dealing with how you are relating to whatever relationships mainly, but how you're dealing with life, what's going on in you. And I have a girlfriend, and she always says, about people's, they have issues going on with themselves in relationship. They need to go get on the couch. And so I am on the couch because I am going to be talking a little bit about relationships. I love relationships. Like, I think they make the world go round. I know that relationships is how we are going to get the best and thrive out of life. I know that good relationships are what makes us flourish and thrive. I know that it's the only way we're going to get some things done. It has to be a connection, some kind of tie, some kind of relationships. I know that's how we're going to heal and course correct, not only in our personal lives, but in this country, in our communities. And so we are not going to be able to do anything alone. It is going to take relationships. Relationships are the creme de la creme of everything. But I'm concerned that we have a misunderstanding about some things regarding relationships. I think we've given ourselves permission to believe something that's not quite true about relationships. I believe we have been misled, not maliciously, but we've been misled into thinking that the relationship actually has more power than it does over us. And so we've given ourselves permission to believe that. I'm not saying that we're all powerful, God is that, but I do know that we are more powerful than we think we are regarding relationships. And this topic of soul ties, I think you can apply this to any connection, not just a romantic relationship. But I think anytime we spiritualize a connection, therefore putting it out of the reach of our control, we have stepped into dangerous ground. If you are in some kind of tie that you think that you cannot break, I didn't say want to, but I said you cannot break, you have given that thing more power than it should actually have. You are saying that connection is stronger than the power in you, is stronger than the power of God, and you're saying that it was a God-given tie, and so that's why you cannot break away from it. I'm not talking about the hard work that we have to do physically and mentally to disengage from some relationships. That's going to be a given. Those habits and ways of life we've lived, we are going to have to relearn and replace them. But I'm talking about the power of choice we feel we don't have, that there's some kind of tie that is the glue that's keeping us there, not a choice that we're making. Like we're so inextricably bound to the thing that we cannot get away from it. There's no spiritual glue that's holding that tie together. And this idea of the soul tie has been passed down to us, and we've believed and bought into that. And I know that it is keeping us in some unhealthy ties. And my first thing I want to say, if it's an unhealthy tie, it's not a holy tie. And if it's not a holy tie, then it cannot be a tie from God, because God is holy. You feel me? I'm gonna say that again. If you are in an unhealthy tie, that it cannot be a holy tie. And if it's not a holy tie, it's not from God, because God is holy. So that's not a soul tie that he has ordained. Okay? So we need to stop saying we are tied to spiritually from God. Now, emotionally, yes. Yes, we can be so emotionally tied to something. Now, even still, your emotions are yours. That is why you can have someone that you care about, or something you care about, and it doesn't care and love you back. It's because your emotions are still under your control. Even though you're emotionally tied, you're making the choice. They're your emotions. It's not the other person's. It's not the other things. And so we got to stop saying that we have these soul ties. There is actually only one time in the Bible that a soul tie is mentioned. One, and it was between best friends, best male friends. It's in 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 1. It says, as soon as he finished speaking to Saul, the soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. They were best friends, not no fair weather friends, not no associates, not casual, not seasonal. These were best friends. This is your ride or die. That is the only time a soul tie is mentioned, that two people got knitted together. I'm trying to tell you, you are not powerless on anything, be that drugs, be that a relationship, be that some mindsets or whatever. Now, we can choose, and there can be some physical ties or some mental feelings toward it that dictate to us what we're going to do. But that thing, that person doesn't have the power to dictate, to keep us there. We choose to. Please hear me clearly. I want us to understand this, because I believe we are so much more empowered than we think we are, and we're stuck in these things, and we're going to keep getting the same thing. Insanity is doing the same thing, thinking you're getting a different results, and that's what we're doing relationally. We keep doing this, and we have to stop. I am trying to tell you, there is nothing in this world that can make you have to give over to it. You have to decide. Your choice has to be, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be with her. I'm going to be with him. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's your choice. Now, breaking mindsets and old habits is hard. And you're going to fall, and it's going to be difficult, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to be painful, and you're going to have to relearn some things, and you're going to have to replace what you're stopping with something new. And I think that's where we get caught up, because we stop a thing, but we won't replace it. You have to replace it with something new. You have to fill that void that was filling you, or whatever you were getting from that. Your emotions, you have to change the emotional way you looked at him, her, it, that. I just really pray. I'm praying for us all that you will empower yourself. No, we are not all powerful, but we are more empowered than we are giving ourselves credits for. A lot of this stuff is just choices, but we're putting more weight, and we're wrongly suggesting that this is somehow a spiritual tie. No, you might like how him, her is in the bed. They might be feeling that need. You might like how you feel when you are engaged in this connection. You might like how it makes you look to other people. You might even like, if it's toxic, you don't like the toxic, but you like the making up. You like the reward that's going to come, even at the risk of and intention of toxicity and bad and abuse happening. You like the honeymoon stage. So you like being perceived. So if you change the lens in which you are looking at this thing, be it anything in your life, any connection, any relational issue, any tie that you have, if you look at it and put everybody in their proper place, their proper position, then you'll be able to play the game right. We are putting players in positions that is not theirs. We're letting them run all the plays. Football, hey, they are not the quarterback. You're the quarterback, but you're allowing them to be the quarterback and calling all the plays, and then sitting on the bench when you should be out on the field. I'm telling you, y'all, put your choice. It's your choice, boo-boo. Hear me clearly. It is your choice. Can't nobody make you. No matter how bad you feel that tug, no matter how strong that tug is, no matter how long you've been in a thing, nobody and nothing can make you. You have to give over your power, your decision-making power, and allow them to. And so how you switch that, how you flip that, you take it back. You make the choice. But be clear, in your choices, there's always consequences. Stop putting God's name in stuff that's from the pits of hell that he ain't got nothing to do with. A soul tie is spiritual. Yeah, but it's the wrong spirit. It's a spirit from hell, not from him, because his ties will be holy. His ties will be healthy. His ties, I didn't say they will be perfect, but they will not be toxic. He is not that kind of God. So you can work out, I believe, anything, but I don't think you can work out anything well if you are not looking at it honestly. And you got to look at you honestly. You're stronger than you ever knew. You have the power of choice. The power of choice. Stop giving that power. Stop blaming it on another. It is yours to make. Whether you stay, whether you go, whether you do this or whether you don't, it's your choice. Take control over your choices, because what I know for sure, ain't nobody gonna stand and ain't nobody gonna have to give an account for what you do but you. Make better choices. Make the right choices. And as you get healthy, healthiness will start coming around you. I pray that you have a good week. I pray that, there's nothing that you can't break free from. Nothing has the right to keep you in bondage and chains. We are supposed to be free in all areas. So anything that's keeping us not free, it needs to go. It doesn't have power over you. You are empowered to take control and power over it. Replace it with other things, and then watch how situations, relationships, and circumstances change. I pray that this bless you. I pray you hear my heart and you get it. And I pray you understand I'm not trying to dismiss the emotional ties we have towards some things. I get it. It's hard. It can take long time. You're going to need to get on somebody's couch in some cases. You're going to have to thug it out in some cases and feel bad, and it's going to be hard, but you can do it. You are empowered to do it, to make your own choice. Nobody gets to dictate to you and take the power of choice away from you, because it was blood bought. You hear me? It was blood bought. Be blessed, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
Hi, Pastor Champagne. Thanks for allowing me to ask you a question today. Today, I'd like to ask you about unhealthy soul ties. How do we identify some of those soul ties that we have, and maybe how to address some of the unhealthy behaviors that are attached to us with these unhealthy things? So I would love your help. And again, love you and thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you so much, bro. I love you too, David. Great pastor there in Wichita, Kansas. So The subject matter is soul ties, and I already spoke on this, but he asked some specifics, and so I wanted to make sure. I want to recap. I'm so glad that he asked it like that, so that we can recap, so you will have your takeaways from today. If nothing else, this is my whole point of this, the Wednesday's Word for Women show, the remix this week, is for you to understand that you are not powerless and you are not solely tied to anyone. You can be you have emotional attachments, but there is no spiritual glue that's making it incapable for you to unattach. He spoke of identifying some of the unhealthy behaviors, and so that's what I want to round it out with in Ask Pastor Payne segment. So remember, you're not solely tied to anyone, but we can identify behaviors we have attached ourselves to. Now, those may seem unbreakable because we're emotionally identified and allowed ourselves and our well-being to be dependent on this person, him, her, or it. So you don't have a soul tie. You are emotionally attached to a person or a thing, and you have identified and allowed yourself to be dependent upon them or it. So to break that, we have to understand clearly our sense of well-being and our sense of value and worth. If it is tied to someone or something, you know you have veered into unhealthiness. You understand? If now, I'm not saying that the relationship or the thing that you're connected to shouldn't make you feel good, shouldn't be adding to your life, shouldn't be making you better, shouldn't be important and valuable to you. But there's a difference from it being important and valuable to you and then you placing your value in it. Like, you love, you be connected, but that can't be the thing. That you can't get your sense of value and sense of worth from that, him, her, it. And so once you realize you have veered off into unhealthiness, and sometimes the connection doesn't need to be broke, it just needs to be put in, like I alluded to a little earlier, in its proper position in your life. Like, we need relationships, we need these ties, we need connections, but there is no thing tied to your soul where you can get inextricably free from, where you can't get inextricably free from. If you feel that way, then that means you veered into unhealthiness. And so what I'm going to say is the answer to that, is the antidote, may be simplistic to you when I say it. It may seem like a redundant answer. It may seem like that ain't nothing, but it really is. What you have to do, here goes, is untie yourself. You have to unentangle yourself. You have to disengage, and then you have to deal with and heal with the ramifications of that, with the hurt and pain that it's going to cause, because remember, you have attached yourself to something. So it's not a tie, it's not a soul tie, it's an attachment, but it's an attachment that you allowed. The choice is yours to remain attached, or the choice is yours to detach. So remember, there is nothing in this world that can take away the power of your choice, no matter how emotionally attached you are. Let's stop believing that there is something above and beyond the power of choice, the power that God has given us, the power of actually him. The only thing that's tied to your soul, I'm trying to tell you, is the Spirit of God, the life force in you, right? So that is, you are tied to that. Now, you can choose and allow other attachments, but it's not, y'all, let's stop giving it more power than it has. Because once we take away its power, then we can think clearly to bust the move that we need to bust, to disengage, to unentangle, to put it in proper position in our life, or actually to heal and deal with what that is in me that is making me feel like I need this attachment for my well-being. We can be all right in any situation without anyone. Life is better and sweeter with them, but don't ever base the value of your life on a thing or a person. That comes from within, guys. So once you identify that unhealthy patterns and behaviors, then you can disengage, and then you'll start seeing clearly to freedom, and you won't be punked, and you won't think you're helpless and hopeless in whatever it is that you are tied to. You can untie yourself. You got the power to untie yourself if you choose to. But then you also have the power to choose not to untie yourself and remain attached, but you're not spiritually solely tied and can't get free. So I hope that answered it. God bless you guys. Like I said, this is not anti-relationship. I love relationships. We need them. But please, y'all, let's start handling them well. Handle with care. Handle with truth. Handle with the right goals, the right perspective. Be blessed.